guys. I know this isn't a very metal video that I'm about to put out. I interviewed one of my musical heroes from my youth recently. I've been a little while since I struggled to get it up and edited in time for the start of the tour because I've been so busy. But Lloyd Cole was a UK sort of punk and post-punk performer with the Commotions. Released several very, very informative and groundbreaking albums in the early 80s. Went on to have a large recording career, recorded with everyone. There's some fabulous stories that I'm going to talk to you about here. The reason that I wanted to interview him and it was offered to me was that because I used to listen to his music as a teenager. It just goes to show you that not all of us metalheads come fully formed with this stuff behind us already in us. You know, a lot of us come from other roots, and I come, as you will know if you've listened to my show or seen my videos, that I come from a root of all sorts of different meandering streams that bring us to this area of which we're in right now. So I hope you enjoy this interview with Lloyd Cole about his first solo tour, sort of electric solo tour for some time. He's played solos here before in Australia, but they've been acoustic. This one is an electric one, and it promised to be a really good tour. It did kick off a few days ago when this video comes out today on the 21st. It kicked off, I think, back on the 20th, maybe before. Very bad with doing these things in advance. Anyway, interview for the tour or not, it's a great chat. Do like and subscribe. Do come listen to my other stuff. If you come here for Lloyd and are curious about other music, maybe more stuff that's like this, stay tuned. Look at more of my videos. Come over to my YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do, I don't mind. Just enjoy the chat with Lloyd. I know I did. It was a real thrill. See you later. Bye for now.
Okay.
There we go.
All yours.
Hey.
For 26 minutes or something.
Yeah. love the studio, by the way.
Yeah, that and likewise. You're in yours too, right?
I am indeed, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a Moog behind you? No, it can't be. It's not.
No, it's not a Moog. There's a Moog over there, but not a Moog modular. No, this is just all what they call Euro rack. It's smaller. Moogs are about this big. These are about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it? Because I'm like, wow, I'd love one of those.
It's a lot of fun, and it's on some of my records, so it's not just for fun.
No, of course not. Of course not. Now you're coming over very soon, yes, in March.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So this is the first time you're coming with. It's not the first time you're coming with an electric band, but it's your solo electric band, isn't it?
Well, it's solo. It's not a band. It's just
solo. That's what I mean.
Yeah. The Commotions came over in '86. I never got invited back. I'm not quite sure whether we were rubbish or we did something wrong. but we and by the time we'd split up, then I didn't get to visit Australia until about 2001 when Field brought me over. Tim Pittman brought me over, and I've been coming back now every 2 or 3 years. Pretty much, usually when I have a new record, but there's a new promoter and he wanted me to come over now, so here I am.
Yeah, good. Off the back of the 2023 album, right? So, well, that's the one, your latest one, on Pain. I mean, that's a very interesting album. That one, by the way.
Interesting sounds loaded.
What I mean is, it came out at a time when I had some loss in my life, and it sort of did provoke some memories for me. It sort of helped me through some dark times. So that's why it's interesting to me.
Oh, well, good. Well, I mean, that's music is supposed to do that. I mean, that's sometimes when music, I mean, that's the whole idea of blues music. It lets you know that you're not the only one in that position. It's, it's strange. Like, happy music doesn't usually help.
No, it doesn't. Isn't it uninteresting? It was I'd lost my father at that point, and I had to fly back to the UK to 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 deal with everything,
Yeah.
and it was, yeah, it was almost the soundtrack of that journey to me, really. And so every time I hear it now, I think of that period of my time, but I'm also good things as I think of my dad. You know, it's not like a sad all the time. You know.
No, my mother just passed a couple of weeks ago, and it's it's part of life. It's difficult, but it's
Mm.
I know she wouldn't want us moping around.
Yeah, dad was the same. It's still the
Yeah,
most painful thing that has ever happened to me. But it was he would be the same. So
yeah,
this is nice to know that. But so you hear from the 17th of March through to you end up in Hobart at the end, don't you? Your last date. So
yes.
Melbourne,
We're
Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth.
flying into Sydney. With the
Oh,
Sydney's the added show because with the two that were booked sold out really quickly, very oddly. So
brilliant.
yeah, it's great. So three shows in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth, and Hobart.
Well, I mean, look, I reckon the reason it would sell out so quickly is that, you are a voice of a generation, Lloyd. I mean, uh, people of my age, just you've always been around. You know, when Rattlesnakes came out, I was 11, maybe 12,
Wow.
and my brother was playing it all the time. So I remember it vividly
Wow.
in the background. So I think it's just the people that were going, well, we want to see this. We've got to keep seeing this amazing musician. So I'm glad
Yeah,
that it's sold out
for
so
as
well.
long before he stops doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, I'm the same with Bill. I'm a big Billy Bragg fan. So whenever he's here, I have to make sure I go because it's such a long way away from our native country, like to the UK. So when people come here, you grab it. You know.
Well, cheers. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a little different. That's what I was just doing. I was just working on a song that from On Pain actually, it's
Mm.
The Idiot, which I had
Oh,
played.
brilliant.
I played it on the acoustic tour, but I didn't have an open tune guitar on that tour. And on this next tour, I'll have two electrics. One will be tuned in normal tuning. One will be an open tuning. And I thought, oh, The Idiot might be better in the open tuning now. So I think it will be, but it's more work, more practice. It's probably gonna be quite a lot of work to get it, so I don't revert back to the old shapes I've been playing for 2 years, which would sound terrible. Because if you
Oh.
play the wrong shapes on, if you play if you play open shapes on a regular tune guitar or vice versa, you can make some horrible noises.
Oh yes, I've done that. Yes, when I didn't know the guitar was open tune when I picked it up. Yes,
Yeah,
it's happened to me. Um, so you're doing two sets.
I always do two sets.
You're always doing two sets. Yeah.
Yeah, after it got to the point that there was enough songs out there that I don't think people really want to see an opening act. They'd rather just see two sets of mine.
I agree.
Uh, yeah, so yeah, one long set. It's also more difficult one long set, and also you don't get to have a break to pee in the middle just in case. Um, so,
Yes.
so the two sets things works on a lot of different levels, but it's not just me that needs to pee; it's the audience also.
Oh,
Um,
indeed.
yeah, so yeah, there's that, and I think there's something nice to have a break in the middle, and it's nice to be able to plan the two sets to be a little bit different from each other.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm working on right now, and um, I know it's a few weeks away before I'm in Australia, but I'm in New Zealand in just a few days. So
Oh, that's a journey and a half.
yeah, I'm based in Massachusetts, so it's
Ah,
the other. Yeah, it's I think it might even be even further from me here.
yes.
I'm flying to Dallas, Fort Worth from Boston, and then from Dallas it's 15-hour flight to Auckland.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I've done it,
That's huge.
I've done it enough times.
Yeah.
I'm kind of zen about it now. I've got my routine. I'll have all kinds of crosswords and puzzles and songs that I'm supposed to be working on, and I'll have enough to keep
Nice.
me. Just whether or not my body will be able to deal with it.
Oh, you'll be all right, mate. Yeah. You'll be fine. I do it all the time as well. You get into your routines. You go, yep, I know what I'm doing. Here's the plane. Off I go. You know.
Yeah.
And I think the tyranny of distance can be terrifying if you let it be. Um, but the two sets. So obviously, 12. a lot of albums, right? So not only your Commotions albums, but also all that huge catalog of solo work. It must be quite tiring to work out what you're going to put on in the set.
It is. It takes a while, but there's a few pretty simple rules for touring, which is make sure it's quite different from last time you were out.
Mm.
You don't want people coming to a show and going, "Well, that was pretty much the same as the last one we saw."
Mm.
Um, so I think there's a core of maybe 10 songs that I'll probably play most shows. And then that leaves room for another 20, which can change from tour to tour. So it's
Yeah.
usually about 30 songs in a night, which sounds a lot, but there's no guitar solos. It's pretty much just singing and playing.
Yeah.
Um, so a song which might be 4 minutes on the record, probably more like 2 minutes 45 when you play it solo, when you cut out all the breaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah. So what I'm doing with this first solo electric is trying to think of which songs I haven't been able to play because I thought that they just wouldn't quite work on acoustic. So I've got about, I don't know, 5, 6, or 7 of those that I've been wishing I could have played on the acoustic set, and I haven't been able to. So bringing them in, and then there's a few songs which seem awfully acoustic that probably won't work as well. So I've thrown them out, and then it's just a question of where am I going to focus on? And with this being the first of the times I've tried this, I was in Glasgow 3 weeks ago or something like that.
Mm.
No, 4 weeks ago. I was in Glasgow 4 weeks ago. A band that I loved when we were just getting started called Friends Again did a reunion show, and it was on my birthday, so I flew over
Oh,
to
nice.
my birthday treat to myself, and I
Nice.
ended up being the opening act. Uh, so that was my debut solo electric show, uh, and that was definitely a baptism of fire because it was a loud standing or a loud room for a
Yeah.
rock show. And however quiet I tried to be on stage, it was kind of impossible to be quiet. So and what I did then is I just played only songs that I wrote when I lived in Glasgow. So it's the songs from the first 2 records that we made. That was
Yeah.
quite fun. I almost never do that. Um, so I think I'm gonna keep focusing on those early years and the later years.
Yeah.
Um, so I think for this tour, there's going to be probably a larger proportion of Commotion songs than I've been playing for a little while. I'm not sure quite why I feel like doing that, but I do. And one of the
Yeah.
reasons is in the Commotions whenever we used to have acoustic songs, it was Neil that played acoustic on stage, not me. I
Yeah.
always played
Yeah.
electric. So if we're playing 2CV, he would play acoustic and I would play electric along with him. Same with Heartbroken. He would play the main part in Heartbroken and I would play the solo on the electric. So I guess I'm feeling slightly nostalgic about those songs and playing them on the electric again.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think that would be amazing for a lot of people because a lot of people, like you said, there's people in the audience. We are of a certain age where we have children and we have older children. And so they're bringing them along because they would have been listening to that music with their parents in the car,
yeah,
yeah. And so they'll be good for them to come along and see that stuff live because it will be nostalgic for them and different generations. So I
it's
think that's
always lovely. It is always lovely to see young people in the audience. You don't
yeah.
you don't see it that often as a dominant thing. But I played in we play as a band in the UK and Europe occasionally. Um, Blair and Neil and I from the Commotions and a
Mm.
drummer from Glasgow. But we played in Paris a few years ago, and I looked down and went, "What the hell's going on? These people are all young." And it is great to see because you always think that your music is kind of probably going to die with your generation at some point, and unless you're the Beatles or Bob Dylan, you're eventually going to fade away. And
Mm.
it's quite encouraging to feel like at least that process is going to go on for a little longer than I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lloyd, good music, great music, I mean, will always is always out. It always lasts, right? Well made. I mean, my favorite of the Commotions album is Mainstream, right? And I know that people. I don't know if that was your. If I don't know if it did that well. I'm not, but I love that album, right? And I think to myself, I played that to the kids in the car quite a bit. So,
Right.
you know, um, it's just great music. All those years, it was 87 when it came out. Was it
Yeah,
87?
it was 87, 87. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, all those years later, I mean, my daughter's in her 30s now, but, they would whistle along to it, sing along to it, you know. So
Sweet.
it's just
Yeah.
great music. It's just great music. So I don't know. I think that it will always be there. I mean, you're just one of those songwriters. I mean, we haven't talked about your lyrics yet. Your lyrics are something different, you know. You're a very good lyricist. I mean, that's an understatement, to be fair, Lloyd.
Well, thank you. I mean,
um,
I try. Songs don't. Sometimes they take an awfully long time to get right.
well,
The ones that were written quickly are probably the ones that are most memorable because almost none of them were written quickly. No Blue
yeah,
Skies took about half an hour,
yeah,
and that was about the quickest one. But yeah, the lyrics, I'm aware that they have impacted people's lives, and
yes,
that's what you want when you make music. You don't set about doing it hoping that you can, I don't know, make a living.
mm,
That's making a living is entirely secondary.
mm,
The main thing is to try and create something that impacts people's lives in the way that your heroes impacted your life.
yes, yes,
Uh,
I agree.
you know, and so I remember being at a Leonard Cohen show in New York when I still lived there. So that was a long time ago. I remember he played, I forget which song, but I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm crying," and then I
Mm,
went, "Well, I guess that's quite appropriate." And I remember maybe 20 years later, I was playing in Sweden, and the guy that was driving me around came to me after the show. He goes, "A lot of men were crying tonight, Lloyd." And I was like, "Yep, that's my job."
do you know? But isn't that wonderful? I was talking to another band the other day about this. How music can do this. My sister-in-law passed away about, it must be about 10 years ago now, and she's a lot older than me, and we would sit in my when they were single, when they were just dating my brother and his wife, them girlfriend, we would sit in my brother's bedroom and listen to Blondie. Now I love Blondie, right? And we'd sit and listen to Blondie, and we'd sit and all the time. And when I moved to Australia, she gave me all her records. Should you take them with you? I don't want to listen to them without you. You go. So I took them, and when she passed away, I went to this Blondie cover not band night thing. I stood there and I just
Yeah,
opened. I just poured out of me, and I had to give the singer a hug afterwards. I was like, "Thank you." Like it was just sort of like that real cathartic because I didn't cry when she passed, and then when that came on, I just opened up.
yeah, that's good. The music does that, doesn't it?
It's wonderful for that
Yeah,
fact.
it
That's why
is,
I love
and
it.
yeah, sometimes you need. It's sometimes crying is very healthy.
Mm,
Just kind of, it's like it's getting almost things like toxins out of your body.
mm.
Uh, and it was a there's a Nina Simone song that always used to do it for me. Her version of Jimmy Webb's "Do What You Got to Do,"
Yes.
which is just a fantastic version, and I got to be careful when I play that because it's just that that's what it does. Yeah,
Yeah, but it also gives you
I you know
joy as
I
well.
I saw Blondie on the Plastic Lettuce tour, uh,
Oh,
and I saw them in Blackburn. I think it's called St George's Hall.
mm.
Um, and after the concert, I scrambled on stage and I got the glass that Debbie was drinking out of.
No.
Yeah, I got the glass that she was drinking out of, and I took it home and put a little piece of sellotape saying Debbie Harry's glass, and it was on my bookcase.
Oh my God.
And then I met her and Chris a few years before when we were trying to get started making mainstream.
Mm.
We just kept having these false starts. We couldn't agree on a producer. And I thought Chris Stein might be a good idea. So they were in London, and I had to go down to the Savoy Hotel to meet them. And I bought on that Plastic Letters tour, there was a Blondie calendar, which was this kind of tour book thing. And so I bought this Blondie calendar, and I put it out the night before I went to see them at the Savoy, so I could take it along and get it autographed. And I fucking forgot it.
Oh no.
So annoying. I got there and I went, oh. And the other thing was that when I went into the room, they were staying in this giant suite in the Savoy Hotel in London, and it was clear when you went in. It was clear that they just had a massive fight.
Oh no.
There was this atmosphere in there. I was like, oh, I can't even speak to Debbie. I was just like, hi, and then that was that. Nothing else. Like,
Oh,
I couldn't say, oh, I got the glass you drank out of. I couldn't even tell her that because you could see that something was not right. But still, it's still incredibly exciting to meet
oh.
Debbie Harry in her dressing gown.
Can you imagine if she'd signed the glass in lipstick?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, anyway. I just go because I remember going to see them. This is well, it was when I say them, I saw Clem Burke
Yeah.
play with Steve with Hugh Cornwell.
Okay.
And yeah, it was here in Australia. It was crazy. I don't think he was meant to come out with them. He was here, and they just like, and Hugh's like, and I've got a guest drummer, and out he comes, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Clem Burke, and I'm like 4 feet away from him, just
Yeah.
jaw on the floor because it's Clem, one of the best drummers who ever lived, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah. Brilliant.
oh, I'd
He's
love
a
to
brilliant
come
guy
out.
as well. When I lived in New York, there was every year there was the Mark Bolan tribute night that used to play. It was a group of people. It was Clem, and it was a guy called Tony Flannery, I think was his name, the
Mm.
Patti Smith bass player, and it's people like Syl Sylvain from the New York Dolls,
Oh,
and it was but Clem was the drummer for the whole show, and I played it a few years and got to meet him a few times, and he was not only was he an awesome chap, he's just a fan, just the 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 level of energy and noise that he made on stage was really quite remarkable. He was just a very big sounding drummer.
yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was an
He really,
octopus of a drummer.
yeah,
He just was everywhere, but simple. And I don't think anyone could play the beats he could play. Sadly, he's gone. But God rest his
I
soul.
know, and he didn't let anybody know he was sick until the very 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 late. He'd had cancer for a while, but he just didn't tell anybody. Fair enough.
Yeah,
He was working until a
he was.
couple of months before he passed.
Yeah, yeah. And I think
Yeah,
that's just him all over.
yeah,
Yeah,
with Glenn Matlock,
yeah,
and he was still doing all the Blondie tours.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what music's about. Keeps them alive. I sadly didn't keep him alive. It's a shame, but
Yeah.
it happens, right? But I reckon you could write. I'm sure you've written lots of things about your musical life. I'd love to talk. You've had some fantastic stories, Lloyd.
I feel like the fun stories I have are stories like that.
Yeah.
Like, the actual being me. I, it's I don't feel like that. My part of the story is that interesting. I feel like my work is the thing that I'm happy for people to discuss. So
Yeah.
I haven't written a memoir, and I'm not gonna.
Hmm.
I've got a Substack page where I write about stuff. Um, but I don't have any. I don't think it's that interesting, to be honest. I think if anything's interesting in my life, hopefully it's my work.
Yeah, yes, and it is. I mean, the catalog is unbelievable. It's such a rich catalog. You dip. What I love about you, Lloyd, is you can be down and you can be up. In the one album, you can have moments of sadness, and then there's happiness. You know, and I like the roller coaster of your work. you know,
Well, sure. Yeah, cheers.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there will be, if you can make it to the show, there will be at least two songs from Mainstream.
Oh,
I've been
brilliant,
both of them work in open tuning.
wonderful.
So
That's,
um,
that's my birthday that day, so hopefully I'll be there.
Okay,
Oh no, it's
brilliant.
the day after, it's the 19th. So hopefully I'll be there. Yeah. So that'll be good. You know, you never know, do you? In life, what brings.
No, no. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for coming on and chatting with us, with me. It's a real pleasure. When I got the opportunity, I was like, oh my God, Lloyd Cole, got to talk to Lloyd Cole. Like this. um,
It's funny. I've been talking to you the whole time though, but I just can't stop looking at Black Sabbath behind you.
yeah, yeah. Which one? Oh, the magazine. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, is that a magazine down there?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those magazines that I can't stop. I read it all the time. I can't put it down.
Oh, cool.
So it's in my studio for inspiration. Uh, so because Geezer Butler's one of my bass playing heroes, so it's one of the reasons I play a Fender, so, because of Geezer. So
Fair
um,
enough.
the first band I was ever in was a Black Sabbath cover band at school.
That's fun. We did the first band I was ever in did a cover version of Paranoid, but we were a punk band, and we I think we did Paranoid not even because of the Sabbath version. I think we did it because of was it the Dickies that had a hit with
Yeah,
it?
they did. They
The
did.
Dick. I think the Dickies did like a punk version of Paranoid. Paranoid was punk enough in the first place. I didn't realize that the original is probably even crazier than the punk version.
It is. It is. And I talked to what's his name from the Dickies. Oh, what's his name now? Uh, but like he's just all over the Sabbath, man. He loves it.
Fair.
Absolutely loves it. You know. But I'm an old punk from way back as well. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You just I love that movement. It's something that coming out of that time in the late 70s through to the early 80s is something that magical, particularly with songwriters. I keep going about this, but songwriters, you
Yeah.
think about the people that came out there, Lydon, you, Paul Weller, Costello, you know, these amazing lyricists that were much more mature beyond what they were portraying, you know.
Well, yeah. It was. I tell you, it was great to be. It was great to be 16 in 1977.
You're bloody lucky because I was only
Yeah.
like 8 or 9 or
Yeah.
something.
Well, I'm gonna have to leave you because I
That's all
think
right. We've got another
I
one
want the
coming.
next guy.